Welcome back to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. This is Project Independence and You. I'm your host, John Ryan. My co-host today is Otto Los. We just finished the most wonderful session with Shari Bertone, who is the Senior Mobility Manager for the town. And just call her. Call 311 for any information because she will help you navigate the town and how to fix your car and how to do many, many things from transportation, from mobility. That's it. Mobility is her title, and it's very important and very, it's a good title for her.
You know, if you think about it, mobility and your mind and your health, of course, but mobility is one of the key things you want in one way or another, because once you have no mobility, you've got a different game altogether. You know, and mobility is a word that covers everything, really, as has been pointed out today. You know, walking, driving, getting out of a chair, you know, everything is mobility if you think about it.
You know who probably came up with that name? Mobility Manager? I said, you know who probably came up with the name Mobility Manager?
Yeah.
Christina Lou.
Yeah.
He's in charge of everything. She probably came up and said, no, we're not going to call you transportation specialist. You are a mobility manager.
I like that. Yes, I
How are
can't
you,
take full
Christina?
credit. Hello, everyone, and happy 2021. It's good to be back. It's good to see you guys. And I think I must say, I mean, I'm a little biased, but I think you guys really, you know, opened with a bang. So I'm very impressed. I think we're starting 2021 off very informational and it's, you know, and I have to give a shout out to Shari. It's really, she does such an incredible job. And, you know, it's just another example too, she had touched upon in the beginning of the segment, just the response to this whole pandemic when it first hit and how transportation made, you know, everyone pulled together and made all these changes. And I think it was really just absolutely wonderful. So it's really just great information. And like I said, I can't tell you enough. Her information is practical for everyone, regardless if you're a senior or not a senior. You know, we laugh all the time when we talk about her CarFit program. And, you know, to this day, I am so aware of certain tips that she's given me. You know, I forever was driving around seeing my car in the mirrors. And you weren't supposed to do that because you were supposed to spread it out. You don't want to see your car because you know you're in your car. So that's something that I actually think of all the time when I drive. So they're little tips that are helpful. And I just think it was a really great segment, especially, you know, how to be safe in the, hopefully we don't get any snow anymore. But now if we do, we're all prepared for that. So,
You know, to me, Shari is an example of the entire Project Independence organization and team. The attitude, she's engaged in what she's doing, she cares about what she's doing, and that's true of all of you who are involved with Project Independence from the top down. And I think that's great, and that's why people are so fortunate to have Project Independence. But anyhow, that's I don't get paid. I don't work. Project
That's right. We're
Independence.
not bribing Otto, but that's really, no, it's good to hear. And I have to say, you know, especially during this time, it even, listen, you know, you forget sometimes, you get caught up in the hustle and bustle of things. And, you know, during this pandemic, a lot of some people are in the office, some people are working from home, you know, it's kind of all, it changes day to day. But I have to say that the team at Project Independence really pulls together, and it's amazing because no matter where anyone is, I mean, the communication is as strong as ever. So it's really,
team.
it is, and it's nice, you know, because it hits you every once in a while. You'll see, and you know, this is always my favorite time of the year into, you know, pulling all the data together from the previous year. So I've currently been trying to do that, and it's just it's amazing just to see really what we've accomplished, especially during this very difficult time. So as soon as I have that, I will surely, I know John loves the good statistics. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so, I'll have everything submitted. So that should be great. So.
I just want to also bring to everybody's attention at 11:15 today, we're going to try to be doing something different in the second half when it happens. But on Nassau County Controller Jack Shearman will be coming on with an announcement. Anything that makes the Christina Lou show better, we're going to do. And going forward, I said, we'll always have our first hour guest, which is very nice. And then we have the Christina Lou show to talk about life, what's happening in the town, around the town, with us, with anybody. But if somebody has something of consequence and wants to make an announcement, that helps people. That's what we're here for.
I think that's great. John and I off air talked about this, and it's really so wonderful because, we are fortunate during this time that especially all of our local government, whether it's the town or the county or so on, so much information is changing rapidly and new programs and different things are coming out. We're living in a society where we kind of got to be flexible and go with the day-to-day madness. So I think this is a great forum, the fact that we have this show every week, to have someone come on and share information that's really beneficial and that's going to help you. So I think I'm excited that we have a forum to do this. So stay tuned. We'll see. So hopefully we'll have a whole bunch. It's exciting to have the controller come on in a few minutes, and it's great. So this is something to stay tuned for 2021. Who knows? We're starting with big things, guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? Since we are talking about 2021, let's give an early shout out to Dan.
Absolutely.
Dan Cox is the guy who makes this happen. He popped in at the very end of last year, so we all know what he looks like.
Yes,
So
the Wizard of Oz was unveiled at the end of 2020.
when you see his
This
picture in the
year I only
post,
plan on being the voice in the background.
There he is. There's our Wizard of Oz. He just
Say
piped
it again, Dan.
I'm just going to be the kind of godlike voice every once in a while. I'm not going to go on camera anymore.
He only comes out for special occasions. I like to drag him out on anniversaries and birthdays. That's my favorite thing. But yes, it's really it's exciting. Last year, obviously, was tough, and we even at the radio show had to kind of get creative and flexible. And I think it's really a time, which I'm just going to say again and start off 2021 is saying how blessed we are to have this program, and the fact that when this all hit us in March, we had to pull it together, and it was April. We were able to use this Zoom platform to do our radio program. And I have to say, I'm so proud of it. I'm proud of all the guests we had in 2020 and that we're going to continue to have in 2021. It's really important, and we're getting information out there. And like I said, it's just making people informed and their lives a little better. Which I think is great that we're able to do. And now we're on TV. We've been on TV now for a few months. So it's opened our forum. You could watch old episodes on our website. You could watch it on the WCWP YouTube page. So you could watch us, listen to us. You could really, we're everywhere now. So you could really do all kinds of things. And
We're everywhere. I love it.
we're everywhere. Watch out, guys. But it's definitely something I think to spread the word, and it's wonderful. So I'm proud. I'm starting off 2021 grateful for you all, and that we're back. It's been, I was having some withdrawals. It was 2 weeks. We didn't get to sit and have our therapy sessions. So
Actually,
I'm glad.
3 weeks
Was it 3 weeks?
since the last show.
Oh yes, that's right. Since last,
Yeah.
So please, my days. I'm lucky. I know what day it is today. Everything is kind of a whirlwind, but it's good to be back, and we're going to have a lot of exciting guests coming up, in the next couple of months. So I'm proud of that, and I'm glad to see you all are doing well. I hope everyone had a happy and a healthy holiday. I know it was a little different for everyone, but I hope everyone had a good one.
100%, really big difference. It's, you got to do it. I think it finally hit me. It's gross. It's terrible. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But we have no choice. I have 3 kids. I saw each one individually, not in my area, so my 6 foot kind of thing. They were in one room. I'm in the other. It was just pathetic. Because normally, we're all together for Christmas.
Of course.
Ripping presents and watching 6 grandkids throw something away because they didn't want it. They make a face like, what is this? Chocolate. But it's the truth. And then, this year was different. Christmas Day. Oh no, Christmas Day. My mother-in-law, which I talk about, she was out because that's the only person.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have her by herself, but her and Steph sat in the kitchen, and I sat in the den. And actually, I'll share this because then we're have a break in a few minutes. But this is a terrible story. And I have no problem in sharing. I actually cried on Christmas Day. Why this happened, I have no idea. Since I've been born, my mother always made turkey dinner for Christmas, the exact same turkey dinner that we have for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving and Christmas was turkey, and my kids grew up calling it the American meal. I didn't want to make turkey. I felt, that my kids weren't around. So I made a pot roast. And Steph called it beef bourguignon, to be fancy about it.
Oh,
And I swear to God, at one point, I wasn't happy in the first place. It was a rough couple of weeks. And I sat at the kitchen table, I started crying. I said, who the hell makes pot roast for Christmas? And then, of course,
a
I went
lot
to
of people
Mother.
do. That's
Oh,
right.
I know that. Peter said, it's a change. It's a new
is.
sign. Let's look at it as a new beginning. Because I talked to him. I was like, I'm out of my mind here today. I don't know why I didn't make turkey. I don't make it. Steph makes it. And I
Yeah.
said, oh, it's just your mother's coming. Just relax. It's a one pot kind of dish. It was bad.
No, you know what it is.
I got over it.
It's
Turned
right.
out
Get
good.
over it. It's just different, and I think that's, we'll obviously get into that later in the show too. I think now everyone is, this has been a long road. Everyone's kind of raw and nerves are shot, frankly. So I feel like, listen, I know for myself, at the drop of the hat, who knows I'll just bawl and out of nowhere half the time. But I think it's important to talk about, and it's important to stay hopeful. Like I said, obviously it was very different for you, John, and I know for myself too, I'm used to these big gatherings of everyone, of the kids, of my friends. So, I had to, that was a change for me. I had to get creative and to see, like you were saying, you saw individually people. So that was that. And then, you got to make sure everyone's good and healthy and safe. So it's a whole lot of different things to adjust.
We are so fortunate to start the year off with the Nassau County Controller, who's Jack Sherman, and he's just going to talk. He has some stuff he wants to share with us, but more importantly, I think everybody listening, and this is also on TV, everybody seeing this has to appreciate how hard Jack is working for us and what a wonderful job he's doing. At the end of the day, we don't endorse anybody, but as a friend, Jack is doing a great job. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning, John. Thank you for having me on. Great to see you, John and Christina and Otto and everybody. It's just a pleasure to be with you. So I'm excited to be here to talk a little bit this morning about some of the things that we're working on in our office. I don't need to remind anybody that we're in such a challenging time with the pandemic, with the economic downturn, and so many of us are really struggling. And I'll just say that while the news of coming of the vaccines and that process being underway, I think gives us hope that we can at least see the end of the COVID-19 crisis. I think the price of healthcare in this country, as we all understand it, really is still a challenge for so many people. And I think about it on a personal level, the reason that I got into government was to help make things better. And that's why I'm so excited to announce that through the efforts of our office, Nassau County is now enrolled in a program that's going to make life better for so many Nassau residents by helping all of us save money on prescriptions, not only for us and for human medication, but also for medication prescribed to pets. Through the Comptroller's Office, we've secured Nassau County's participation in the National Association of Counties. It's a national program. It's called the Live Healthy Discount Program. It's a free program. It can be accessed at livehealthycard.com. That's livehealthycard.com. And it provides a variety of discounts for county residents. The discount that I'm most excited about is something that I really believe is going to be extremely helpful to our senior population, is the no-cost prescription discount program and low-cost health discounts. You can save money at 66,000 pharmacies at home throughout the country. So if you go down to Florida or you're on a trip, you can also save at the pharmacies while you're there. You can save an average of 30% on the retail price of prescription medications. There's also discounts on vision, on dental services, hearing aids, screenings, diabetes supplies, pre-lab work, and a whole bunch more. This program is really going to help our seniors and all of our residents save money, plain and simple. All you have to do is enroll at livehealthycard.com. That's www.livehealthycard.com. I'll repeat it one more time just so everybody has it. www.livehealthycard.com. I know that address is now being posted in the Zoom chat box as well for everyone. And for those who don't have medical coverage and are in need of prescription medication, this card could be a lifeline. This discount card has real savings and benefits for our more than 1.3 million residents, and the discounts also apply to pet medications as well. Unlike many card programs, there's no enrollment cost, there's no membership fee. The card holder pays the discount price or the pharmacy's retail price, whichever is lower, with average discounts at about 30%. Across the United States, 9 out of 10 pharmacies participate in this program, including so many in Nassau County. So as a Nassau resident, whether you work locally or in the city or in Suffolk County, or you're visiting your grandchildren in the coming months, there are thousands of pharmacies across the country that you can use and still receive a really terrific discount. Also, a very exciting point, the program provides for discounts on prescriptions for your pets who are prescribed medication as well. And that's something you don't see all the time. You know, as I'll say, as a lifelong pet owner, I've always had dogs, I've always had cats, and they're such an important part of all of our families. We know that we will do anything at any time, day or night, when our pets need it. And yet those bills can really be crushing, and usually without any hope of relief. Nobody should be forced to choose between the health of their pets and putting food on the kitchen table each night. I'll just mention a recent study found that 40% of Americans lack $400 at the ready to cover emergency expenses. And we know in these difficult times, it's even harder. So that means a crisis for your pet or car repair means really tough choices and a really stressful situation. And that's why every little bit of savings helps. With the high cost of prescription drugs is a long-standing challenge for so many. And this program's introduction in our community is a step in the right direction. I'm excited that our office was able to help put this together here in Nassau County. I look forward to seeing it having a positive impact in the lives of our taxpayers, our residents. Again, you can sign up for this program and get these discounts at livehealthycard.com. Again, that's livehealthycard.com. And this program is a free program for all of our Nassau County residents, all of our seniors, and we look forward to everybody enjoying these discounts for years to come. And let that be a good start to 2021 after such a difficult 2020. And Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you, Jack. And this is really tremendous news. And I want to thank you for bringing it to our attention. It's a great way to start off the Christina Lu show for the year. But you said something there. I'm not a pet person. I don't have no objections to pets. We don't have any. And we had cats years ago when my kids were small, but that was years ago. But it is, especially for a senior, a cat or a dog or whatever the pet is so important to their well-being and so comforting to them. And yet, I'm agreeing with you. Sometimes the bill you can get to take care of your pet or a prescription that needs to be gotten for a pet is more than a senior can handle. And it's a shame because that is their companion. I understand that. You have a dog or a cat for 10, 15 years, that's family. And how do you turn around and say, not good, I'm going to give my kids and my grandkids whatever they need versus myself? I would do the same thing if I had a pet. And why should a senior be put in that situation? So this program that you're announcing today is just phenomenal.
But it's not just for seniors, what I heard, right? I have 3 daughters with pets. They could take advantage of this as well. You do not have to be a senior.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. It's for all of us. It's for seniors. It's for pet owners. And I think it's something, it's a real opportunity for us to take advantage. In our office, we look for every opportunity to save you money. And this is a really good one. We all have an occasion where we need a medication. We could all use a discount. And like you had mentioned, John, I think one of the things, you have a dog, you have a cat, they're part of your family. And I say that as someone who's had them my entire life. And you don't factor in, oh goodness, what if your pet gets sick? What if they need some medication or whatever the case may be? And as we all know, vet bills can pile up. So any opportunity to save money there is really helpful. It's those bills that you don't expect that can really be stressful and crushing, right? We all plan our monthly budgets, but then you have a pet sickness or a car repair or a leaky roof or whatever the case may be that you didn't expect to happen. Those are the things that really cause stress. And so I'm really happy that on this one, we're able to find a way to save a little money, both every day and for those unplanned expenses. And anyone can sign up for it at livehealthycard.com.
And I have
And
to
you
say,
get a card and
I just
carry
did
it.
it. I actually just did it while this was going on. It's literally the easiest process. You put in your zip code, obviously, but I knew I was a county resident, but you just put it in. It tells you if your county is part of it. And then you put your name, your email address, and then in New York, and boom, I see my card. It says printed out. It was literally took 2 seconds out of my time to do. So that was, really
That's
cool.
great. And Otto, I want to thank you because I thought it was for 60 and older. So Jack, it's even greater than I thought from the pet perspective. And I didn't realize that. So Otto, thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Well, one other thing is, like, if you have medication for medications, which a lot of people do, am I hearing correctly that what happens is that the lower cost, if it's through Lively Health Card versus your insurance, is the amount you would pay if you're at a partner of this program?
That's exactly right. The lower cost.
Right. Okay. That's a good deal.
Yeah, right.
I was impressed.
Considering
It
what
feels like it's not that often these days that there's a good deal out there. So I'm really excited when there is one to share.
it's a good deal and a better deal because Otto said it. If you have insurance anyway, it's great. But if this beats the insurance, you use this.
Well,
That's right.
We talked a little earlier today and in the past about a hearing aid, since I wear them. And you indicated that there's a discount. I'm assuming that there are partners in this program that if you go to them, you get the discount, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like
Right.
on the website.
Okay.
It actually says 9 out of 10 pharmacies across the nation are participating. I have it, and it's a really user-friendly website. It tells you can type in and see find a local pharmacy. It even has this great little tool that says look up drug prices, so you could put in what you take and it'll give you the cost and the lower cost of things. So I think it's very user-friendly, I have to say.
I have a very important question. Christina, when did you start working for Jack?
You know what? I like to deliver the accurate information. I like to know what I'm promoting over here. And I have to say, it's really a great tool.
Well, Christina, you make a great point. And one of the things I want to make sure that we're doing is everywhere we go and everything we do, we have a nice, easy sign up here for people to let them know that they can take advantage of this. Because as you said, you sign up 1, 2, 3. It's nice and easy. You get your discounts, away you go. So I think it'll be a real priority of our office everywhere we go and everything we do to have that sign up available for everyone. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about it. And I hope that you'll continue to publicize it and just have it there for folks, because it's such a great resource for everyone to take advantage right there at livehealthycard.com.
I do have one quick question, which I think could apply to some people. The sign up, not everybody who's a senior is computer savvy. Is there any way that people can do this through a phone, or should they have a family member sign them up on a computer? Your thought?
Well, that's a great question, right? If someone's not computer savvy, a family member can sign you up. Anybody can sign you up, and you can always call our office. We'll be happy to sign you up. Our number is 516 571 2386. That's 516 571 2386. We'll always be happy to sign you up for the program.
Wonderful, wonderful news. Happy New Year to you and your wonderful family. And you're going to be on again soon. You're
Thank
listening.
you so much, John. Happy New Year, everybody.
We're in the middle of the Christina Lou Show, the first of the year. We just finished a wonderful segment with Jack Sherman, the Nassau County Controller, making an announcement for a prescription plan that will be beneficial to our seniors, but also for people who have pets and unfortunately have the burden of getting medication for their pets. And what I'm going to do is immediately throw it to Christina because she can help people out in the process.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's really for anyone. You know, like I said, just while being on that 15-minute segment, I pulled up the website, and you know, like the bottom line is, who doesn't want to save money any way that we can? You know, and it's the fact that there's so many different people. And like I said, I like that it's user friendly, the website. And obviously, if you can't access, you know, the website, you could absolutely call 311 and we could help, you know, facilitate getting you a card, you know, because it's really, like I said, the only information they asked me for was my name and my email address. So
It's not just medications though. I heard vision.
yeah, there's so much. There's dental.
Um,
I mean, we all know how expensive dentist things get. You know, just on here on the main page, there's the no cost prescription discount program. That's what I had signed up. And then there's low cost health discounts. And that's on vision services, hearing aids, screenings, diabetes supplies, lab work even. Then there's low cost dental discounts, which helps on checkups, cleanings, fillings, crowns. I mean, I think we all know how expensive dental bills can be a lot of times. And they also had even at medical walk-in clinic, they have, and it looks like a lot of CVS's are participating in it. But like I said, on the website, there's a little bar and it tells you, you know, you type in your zip code and it'll pull up the nearest pharmacies that are participating in this program. So.
Perfect. Actually, what I'm going to do is everybody has the 311. If you have a question about it and you want help, call 311. Also, I want to give out Jack's number, his office again, which is 516 571 2386. 516 571 2386. Feel free. Call his office to get more information, to get guidance, to get whatever you need. We are fortunate, both in Nassau County and in the town of North Hempstead, to have elected officials that are there to serve. And that's not condescending, that's honest. An elected official is there for the people. And we are gifted with Nassau County, with Laura, with Jack, with Madeline, and then we come over to, of course, in North Hempstead, between Judy, Wayne, Charlie, etc. We are gifted that we have everybody watching out for us. So again, Jack's number is 516 571 2386 and the regular 311 number.
Absolutely. You know, and I'm just looking at the and what the thing that I was talking about, I signed up for the no cost prescription discount program. And that's the thing that's really easy and no cost. The other one, the low cost health discounts, which is like, it's more of a program. So it looks like there's a slight charge if you need to get some kind of vision services or screenings. So that's what it looks like there. But as far as the prescription discount program goes, that's completely free. So.
Okay,
Right.
good.
Absolutely. So that was exciting. That was a really hot off the press. I like that. I like that we got some really great tips, and I definitely want to get out to the PI members. And what's actually super interesting was that earlier today, you know, I saw this article and it was I think everything was on Health News or something, and it was saying, you know, obviously managing your depression and anxiety during this COVID-19 time, and it was just talking about all the stress that people are facing, and it gave some tips because it was saying, which is ties in, and everyone knows how much I love when things tie into a topic on the show. Prescription fills for depression and anxiety actually peaked in 2020. And in this article. It's a very long article, but what they were saying were just different tips. And because a lot of people actually are having a lot of anxiety and stress related to the cost of prescription medicine. So it actually magically, and I didn't even mean for it to happen. I'll give you guys a little spoiler alert. Somehow it just popped up on my thing. I think it was the universe's way of telling us. But in this article, it gave you tips how to reduce stress, and obviously it was saying get a good night's sleep, keep a routine, practice gratefulness and mindfulness. And I think everyone knows that on this show we try to really push that one. But it was talking about the prescription medicines, and it was saying to if you look at these at different websites, shop around. So now having this kind of tool, I think, is very exciting. And plus, a lot of these pharmacies that participated, and I saw there might have been, some local ones, and they also, I know, offer a lot of times contactless delivery, because, for those of you who don't want to go out or whatnot, so there are a lot of things to help ease your stress. So I think it's really great that this is just another tool that we can put in. And like I said, took me 2 seconds to get that little card. So it's really, it's definitely something important. So I like that tied in with reducing stress.
I agree. The other thing I want to just bring up is, and I think it's pretty interesting, and it just shows what a good job we, meaning Dan, Christina, Otto, and myself, are doing on the show. They reached out to us. It wasn't a matter that Christina is looking for something to put in the slot. And we created the slot to give Jack an opportunity here to say something special. I mean, we're booked through March or something like that. So, I mean, it's not a matter that a person come on and get a whole hour. But, you have something of importance. We are more than willing. That's the purpose of this program, to share with you stuff that's going to help a person in general. Doesn't have to be a senior. We geared towards seniors, but a person in general.
Absolutely. And I think, like I said, at this time, obviously, we all know we're all living in a very stressful time. So I think having anything that can kind of lessen the burden is certainly beneficial. So I'm glad we have a new tool for our toolbox. And what I was also just want to say, like I said, I think it's very important to focus on mental health during this time. I can't stress enough. That was kind of my 2021 mantra. I was trying to start the year off, was kind of getting that more under control, because like I said, 2020 was certainly heavy. And then listen, we went into 2021 and it was still a little rocky things. Stress, it certainly didn't help my stress level by any means. I went in really hopeful and then was hit kind of with a tidal wave. But I think it's really something we all need to practice, especially just finding whatever it is that helps you kind of de-stress and just take some time to really, really just get your mental health straight. Because I feel like, I see it everywhere. Everyone I talk to or see, and everyone's handling it in different ways, but I see the toll already that it's this whole experience. And just 2020, even outside of COVID, everything that kind of trickled off of that, really, and I felt it impacting myself too. So I actively was trying to do things, what my things are might not be for everyone, but listen, I spent my holiday break in my house just trying to organize things, because I feel, my mom laughed at me this year because, normally my things that I want for Christmas are, a little more, I want this sweater, I want this ring, This year I had asked for, she started laughing, a bunch of like organizing products. And she was like, what? And I said, I'm just trying to organize my life. And I feel like just to give some kind of clarity, and you feel great, I have to say. And I cannot wait. I think it's in February. We're going to have on Barbara Feldman, who has been on numerous times. She is our organizing guru. And I love listening to that. And I have to say, I felt so good. And it was something so simple. Listen, I had a bunch of tasks. One was my closet that has all my servingware, which if anyone knows me knows that that's very intense. It's essentially a walk-in closet of like platters. So I was just like, I need to have this tidy. So I pulled everything out. My husband was laughing at me, and my cousin who's staying with me was like, what are you doing at midnight? Because I like to do it kind of in the the nighttime when no one is bothering me. And I said, I'm organizing the closet. Clearly, like, who doesn't do this at midnight? So I had pulled everything out. I felt, everything is so organized. I wrote down what's on each shelf. So this way I know what I'm looking for. I have all my holiday things together, and I bought like this little I was very proud of myself, guys. And like I said, it made me something doing that. And it sounds silly, we'll laugh about it, but really when I go in there to get something now, it's just like a very nice feeling. And I cleaned out my battery drawer. I mean, something on a smaller scale. I was like, let me organize these batteries. I'm trying to, because it was one of those drawers that, becomes kind of difficult to open. And you're like, what is it? Because right under it is my manual drawer, which, Lord, that I don't even know what was inside that manual drawer. Between the Bed Bath & Beyond coupons and all the manuals, it was impossible. So I had just pulled that. And like, I always think of what Barbara Feldman had said about, you just focus your task on one thing, right? And it could just be a simple draw, and say, you know what, I'm just going to organize this draw. And it makes life easier. And it's something so silly. When I'm telling you, the battery draw, I was like, the fact that I can just open this and see all the batteries that are here. And I'm always like, who needs a battery?
I have a battery box.
Yes,
have
I
a
like
battery
that.
box.
But it really is. And like, I'm saying, so for me, that's what I'm choosing for 2021 to kind of do, is just declutter. I feel like my head itself is so cluttered. So having my space, being in my house, I think even more so makes it, you're more aware of all these things. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I don't know.
Just to interrupt, we're going to have a break coming up in a minute or two, but just to interrupt, I do think what you have created there is a terrible thing, because now when Jay is mad at you, he can go in and change the list and we put them on different shelves.
He doesn't know where my list is.
Yep.
He doesn't know where my secret files are, but he was so happy, because he laughs at me, because obviously I have a little excessive amount of servingware. But he was like, he was very impressed himself. So, it really, it was beneficial for everyone.
How many closets do you have?
I have a lot. Luckily, my house is I have a lot of closets.
I just want to actually go to Otto and ask Otto about New Year's. What happened family-wise? I mean, I talked about Christmas and I shared, and I know Christina was safe with a few people for New Year's. What did you wind up doing, Otto?
Well, New Year's, Bunny and I went into the city, which is a lie.
You never know with Otto.
No, I'm trying to remember what we did. We did get a kick. We watched Anderson Cooper and that guy.
Oh, and Andy Cohen.
Yeah,
Andy Cohen,
Andy
yeah.
Cohen. And they talked to Andy Cohen's mother while they were there. And it was very funny. And that was the highlight of New Year's Eve, basically.
Okay.
I can't even remember where we ordered for some takeout somewhere.
Okay.
And I'd say bottom line is probably about 11:15. I was in bed. We said Happy New Year's at 11 o'clock instead of 12.
I like that. Set your
So
own
we
rules.
were in Central Time or whatever time
Yeah,
that
that's
would
cool.
be.
I like it.
Normally, I would say in the last number of years, our New Year's Eves have been pretty quiet. At one point, maybe up to 5 years ago, we were out every New Year's, and it just became more of a hassle as time marched on. And I had a lot of New Year's Eves in my life that lasted till the wee hours of the morning. But they don't happen anymore. But I enjoy New Year's anyhow. I was happy that 2020 was in the history books. 2021 is getting off to a pretty, January 6th is a day that's going to go down. January 6th is the day that's going to go down in the history books, probably like 9/11 or a lot of other days, unfortunately. But I think it could also be a turning point, I hope, for the future. So anyhow, that was New Year's. It wasn't, Christmas was another story. We had 3 days in a row. New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, visited one daughter with just 5 of us. The next day we visited another daughter when there were 6 of us. And the day after that, there were 4 of us, I think it was. So it was pretty spread out. They've all been on good behavior. we, like when we went to our one daughter, or all the daughters actually, we ended up with snack tables and sat far apart when it came to time to eat. Um, so it worked out. We adapted, we adjusted, and what else can you do? You know, I
No, and
think,
I think that that's it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I,
life is just made up of adjustments.
yeah,
You
it
know,
is. It's an
nothing.
adjustment. And it's
The
also,
only
I
thing
want to,
constant is change, as they say.
yeah.
You know.
And I think it's important, I want to always stress to anyone that's listening is like, you have to do what's in your comfort zone, and that's what I can't stress enough, because you see people, you could hear things, and obviously in your own comfort zone, that's a safe zone. I'm not preaching, for these people to go crazy rogue. But like I said, and even within my own family, even in my marriage, my husband and I have different, comfort levels with certain things. And I think it's so important in this time to really respect that. I see that even in my friends and my family and people at work, everyone is in this like nervous state that they're going to say something or do something. And someone, I say, at the end of the day, if you are being safe and doing what is comfortable for you, we're not here to judge and pass judgment on anyone. And I want to put that full like disclaimer out there.
No, let's back it up. I'm willing to judge anybody. Trust me.
Judge behind your back, John's talking.
As the time goes on, I think we're going to turn this station or this show into a talking about people.
John's just go right off the deep end. But I want to say, and I'm gonna try and practice what I preach even more, in 2021. I think it's important to remain hopeful. And yes, we were hit with a really heavy start, which kind of was like, I was, over 2020. Yeah, I was like, what the heck just happened? I was really trying to walk in with a positive attitude, but I'm back on track. And I think it's so important because listen, that's all we have. We do not know how long life is going to be this way. And I also think which I kind of get ahead of myself, which I'm going to try and do in 2021 is not try and predict when it will end. I'm just going to try and, like Otto said, what we can predict is change and adapting to that change. And I think practicing those moments of stepping back and reflecting and also not being heavy watching of the news. I made that mistake on January 6th. I will not do that again because it did nothing but caused me to not sleep and my skin break out. So I won't be doing that anymore. I've totally turned over that leaf. I will only binge Netflix and different streaming services from now on. But what
I'm in the same
don't-
mode as you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to show you. This is my
this guy, John, look at these goals
know,
and purposes that
I'm
Otto.
working. This is the overview of what this is last year. And now I'm in the mode of rethinking where I'm at as far as life goes. And then I have details behind this stuff.
You believe this
And-
guy? You are just.
I
And
love
I
it.
used to do it in business, so why not do it in your own life?
No, you're
you
so
know?
right. And I think
know?
it's so important. And obviously, I mean, you got some nerve, Otto, trying to top, my plans of 2021. But I think that that's really important. And it really, I've never been really big on like the resolution because I don't like the pressure that comes with a resolution. I like to just kind of change it's like a way of thinking, right? And set goals for myself and things that I want to do. And like I said, this mental health thing is serious. And I've just seen it affect people and it's only getting progressively worse. And it's going to take time, even once we get over this hurdle, for people to kind of shake off the aftershock, of all of this. So I think it's important to find whatever makes you feel, and it could be the silliest thing. Like I said, cleaning out my battery drawer. That was something that gave me some peace of mind. And the key is you got to like try and stick with it because it's all about maintenance, people. It's not a one and done, it's really, you have to kind of maintain these things. And that's what was going to help me. So that's what, like the little things I could do. And I want people to find a little small change in your life, whether it's going out for a walk or just walking out your door or, and to get some air. Even the cold air feels kind of good. I have to say I've been trying to do that actively even more, even though it's a little chilly out. But like I said, just whatever it is, one little thing that can make your day a little better is something that I'm going to preach for everyone and give you a homework assignment to do that.
Actually, from a homework assignment perspective, I am going to, you mix what Christina is saying with what Otto did.
Mhm.
You know, you write down, you
Yeah.
know, like you did your battery drawer in the closet. So you turn around and say, here's what, you know, because Otto is 100% right from a business perspective.
Mhm.
And you read about it. The most successful people turn around and they plan the
Yep.
year, then the month, then the week, then the day.
Mhm.
So in order for you to get to your, whatever it is you're going to do, you got to plan it first. You got to make sure you have the cleaning equipment. If you're going to do all your platters, you needed to have the notepads to
Right.
write down, and you needed to have your marker.
Mhm.
Well, in the middle of the job at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to go to the store for a marker to write down what platter is where. That goes to Otto then. You turn around and say, here's what I want to do.
Yep.
What do I need? And can I accomplish it? Don't put down 20 minutes. It's going to take me the weekend.
Yeah.
Be honest in the expectation of the amount of time it's going to take, and then say, okay, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and
And
I think the planning
but-
piece, John, is so what you said is so wonderful and important because even just planning it out, right, on paper or however you're going to do it, and just, I mean, I personally, I love to write things down. I'm old school because I like the idea of actually crossing it off. It just gives me some kind of status, you know, I feel good after it. But I think that's so, just by doing that in itself, you know, even if you're like, all right, you know, you could set your goal for, you know, in a week or two, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to make my plan. And just by planning it, I think in itself gives you some clarity in your mind and it's not so overwhelming. I think that's why people don't do things a lot of times because it's just this fear of the overwhelmingness of tackling a task. You know, I'm all about the baby step. So, you know, you could take it and it's certainly baby steps all add up to one big thing.
Well, big tasks, you've heard me use the phrase, you can only eat an elephant one bite at a
Yes.
time.
Mhm.
And that is so true when you have a major, like I just looked in this process, I had a list from 2017 of what I was going to do. And I looked at it and some of them were major tasks. I took old videos and old movies and whatever, and I had them all digitized and categorized. And I now have a list of all of them. They're on Google Photos and videos so other people can look at them. And I look back and, you know, I started that in 2017. It took a couple of years,
Mhm.
but it was done. And, you know, you can't expect to do these things in 1 hour if it's major. There are some things that only take an hour. Of most things that are supposed to take an hour take 8 hours. That's
So
reality,
true.
right? I haven't, you know, you look at your to-do list for the day and you said, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, right. Maybe you got through one of them, you know,
Right. No, it's true. Absolutely.
but you have to realize that that's the way it works. It's like that, you know, you can only do within the time and it never, ever takes what you think it's going to take. It always takes longer. you know?
Yeah, no, and I think that that's so important to do. And like I said, I can't preach that enough to people to try and do those, you know, little things because, you know, especially being home, I think setting these little tasks, it makes, you know, it gives you some kind of something to do and something to focus your attention and energy on. You know, like I said, cleaning out that battery drawer was, you know, an hour of time that I didn't have to, you know, think about the world and things that I was stressed out about. So I think it's important. Like I said, whatever works for you is something that I encourage everyone to kind of do for 2021.
it's the truth. And actually, one thing, you know, like little changes that occur, Christina made for me, and I tell the story all the time, a book. I think it was after my first year doing the radio, and I had a brown shirt on every Friday because I don't rotate anything. And whatever was washed goes on the chair, and I put it back on. So literally every day of the week, I wore the same color, and I have plenty of shirts. After that book, I started rotating. And
See,
if
that was a little
take
change.
the brown shirt and I put it at the bottom.
Yep.
So next week I have, and I pay attention to Otto. I've never seen this same shirt on Otto. Like, now that we're on TV, it's a different story. I'm saying people think I have a uniform that I have to wear, but it's a simple little thing that now I do it. I take my clothes, my wife washes them quickly because she's home all the time. She works from home, but it goes on the bottom. Everything moves up, and I take the next one unless it's a color, you know,
I love it.
color change. But Anna,
Well,
actually,
you know, if you watch Wheel of Fortune and you watch what they go through, they do 5 shows in a day or whatever it is,
right.
and they have to change 5 times a day.
That's right.
We don't even have to
Here and I
do
had to
that.
do that. Anyway, we're out of time already. The first show of the year has been tremendous. It flew by. Best of health to everybody, which is including Dan, who's not showing his face, but that's fine. He's the voice behind the camera. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll be back next week with another exciting guest. You've been listening to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. Thank you.